Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the first edition of Fish Talk Tuesday. My name is Pro Bounty Hunter, and let's get started. Fish keeping as a hobby is both a rewarding and relaxing venture. I can't tell you how many times I felt the weight of the world instantly lifted when I gazed into my reef. As someone who's owned a fish for as long as I can remember, my most precious memories come from my reef tank. I've been actively into the hobby of reef keeping for 7 years now, and just like everyone, it starts with a story. One afternoon in Connecticut, while visiting a friend, we saw his reef, and just like that, we were hooked. Over the following weeks, our buddy Justin taught us about the daily processes of maintaining a reef, and worst of all, he brought us to the amazing fish stores that once existed in Connecticut. Going into these places was a mind blowing experience, as what you saw in front of your eyes was stuff only the Discovery Channel provided. We began our process of cycling our beginner reefs. I chose a classic 10-gallon. Boy, that was my first mistake. The eagerness really shows in my pictures. If you look closely, the tank is actually set up on top of a recyclable bin. After my biological bounce began to take place inside the tank, I added live rock and a tester fish. Next, I added crabs, more fish, and corals over the following months. Quickly outgrowing my reef, I upgraded to a 20-gallon high aquarium. Having that for about 2 years, I really created my own underwater paradise. I filled it with the most interesting pieces that I could find for the cheapest price. Knowing coral grows, this would be the best way to experience my reef. On Halloween weekend back in 2014, a huge nor'easter wreaked havoc on the surrounding community. Losing power that's vital to life in a reef is not acceptable, and both my buddy and myself were not ready for this. I had to boil water and slowly add it to my tank over the course of 6 hours. It was absolutely freezing inside the house, and the water temperature was decreasing in the tank. Power was eventually restored for myself, but then I received a text from my friend. There was no power in his house for almost twice as long as I had been without power. Armed with a chainsaw and an extra can of fuel, I was forced to take the longest way to his house. After I finally did get there, we drained his tank and moved it to my basement. Things eventually went back to normal and his tank went back to his house. A couple years have passed since then, and there are countless stories and lessons I've learned along the way. Right now I have a 30-gallon tank and it's the best thing to see waking up in the morning and going to sleep at night. Speaking of the best things to see, why don't you all sit back right now and join me as I share with you my recent trip to the Georgia Aquarium located in Atlanta. I hope you guys enjoyed the video that I made there at the Georgia Aquarium. It's an absolutely amazing place and it's definitely worth visiting sometime in your life. I also want to thank you for joining me this week on Fish Talk Tuesday. We'll be back next week, and if you have any questions or you want us to showcase your fish tank, drop a comment below or send me an email. And until next week, my friends, don't forget to keep it salty.